and welcome to another episode of Locating the Legends. On this channel, we're all about locating the destinations where mythology, folklore, and weird and wonderful experiences are rumored to have happened, and possibly are still happening. To be kept up to date on new releases of episodes, hit the subscribe button. Haunted dolls have played a key role in the horror genre for years. There was the 1945 movie The Dead of Night, which introduced possessed ventriloquist dolls, Annabelle, Chucky, Billy from Dead Silence, and countless others. Our first episode covered an allegedly possessed doll. Well, a mannequin rumored to be an actual corpse, to be specific. The link to that video is in the description below. This week, we'll be looking at arguably the most haunted doll known to date, Robert the doll. He is over 110 years old, was the inspiration for Chucky as well as the 2015 movie Robert, and is so feared that he receives letters of apology on a daily basis. Robert's story begins in 1906, when he was gifted to a young Robert Eugene Otto by his grandfather, who had bought the doll on a trip to Germany. The boy gave the doll his own name and preferred to simply be called Gene. The two became inseparable. Gene's parents would often hear their son upstairs talking to the doll, and getting a response back in a totally different voice. They reported seeing the doll speak and witnessing his expression change. Giggling and sightings of Robert running up the stairs or staring out the upstairs window were also reported. Strange things began to happen in the house. Plates and lamps would often fall off and break. Things would disappear and reappear, and whenever Gene was confronted about any mishap, he would bluntly blame Robert, saying, "Robert did it." Gene remained close to Robert into adulthood. Upon his parents' passing, Gene moved back into the family home with his wife Anne. It was at this point that Gene insisted Robert needed his own room. Anne understandably felt uncomfortable with this, and after explaining her discomfort with Robert's presence and a sense of danger she felt around him, but couldn't quite pinpoint why, Gene agreed to lock Robert in the attic. Robert was not impressed, and the activity seemed to escalate. According to Ghosts and Gravestones of Key West, visitors to the home heard footsteps in the attic, the sound of someone pacing back and forth, and devilish giggling. Neighborhood children reported seeing Robert watching them from the window in the upstairs bedroom, and told accounts of the doll actually mocking them as they walked to school. When Gene heard this, he immediately went to investigate, knowing that he had locked Robert in the attic and there was no way that he could be sitting by the window of the upstairs bedroom. But to his complete shock, when he opened the door to the bedroom, there was Robert, sitting in the rocking chair by the window. Gene locked Robert back up in the attic several times, each time discovering him again sitting by the window in the same upstairs bedroom. Gene Otto died in 1974, and Anne moved out. A new owner moved in, and they had a 10-year-old daughter who found Robert in the attic and was delighted with her new toy. But this delight was short-lived, and the doll soon became a nightmare for her too. The girl claimed that the doll was alive and wanted to hurt her. The family was often awoken to the terrified shrieks of the girl, claiming that Robert was moving about her room, lurking in the shadows, and waiting for an opportunity to hurt her. Even the visitors would hear evil laughter and pacing footsteps from the attic. On Robert's website, it is claimed that a reporter named Malcolm Ross visited Robert, and this is what he had to say. "It was like a metal bar running down my back. At first, when we walked through the door, the look on his face was like a little boy being punished. It was as if he was asking himself, 'Who are these people in my room, and what are they going to do to me?'" Ross's friend told him Robert's backstory and pointed out the children's furniture. It was at this point that Malcolm noticed a change in the doll's expression, as if he was following the conversation. One of the men made a comment about what an old fool Gene Otto must have been. Robert's expression turned to one of disdain. Ross claims there was some kind of intelligence there. The doll was listening to us. Robert was eventually donated to the Forced East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, where you can still go and visit him. Upon his arrival, cameras and electronic devices began to malfunction in his presence. Many believe that should you disrespect Robert in any way, or take his picture without his permission, you will be cursed and tragedy or close calls with death will follow you. This has started an unusual phenomenon in itself, with the museum receiving letters addressed to the doll on a daily basis. These are usually letters of apology, with visitors begging for forgiveness, asking him advice, and even asking Robert to hex those who have wronged them. There are those who claim that even seeing Robert's photograph on social media or downloading it could lead to being cursed. In which case, we apologize, Robert. We mean no disrespect with this video. No one knows for sure what causes unrest in this doll. It is rumored that perhaps a former employee of Otto's cursed the doll with voodoo or black magic. Others believe it could be demonic possession, or simply a doll with a playful spirit. What do you think? If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you have any of your own stories to share from your own hometown, please leave that in the comments below. Hope to see you next week on Locating the Legends.
You smile